Hello guys, in today's video I'm going to show you why the upcoming presidential election in the United States is very crucial. Not only crucial to the citizens of US, but crucial to every Christian, crucial to every believer in God, and crucial to every person that believes in democracy, constitutional rule, and capitalism. Now, for some of us who are in Africa, obviously I'm not American, the question is, okay, why should I be concerned? Well, you should be concerned because whether you like it or not, America still have influence in a lot of countries. They still have influence in most of the countries in Africa. Let me give you an example. In Ghana, our parliament passed a law, or proposed a law, because it's not been gazetted yet, passed a law, the law called the anti-LGBTQ plus law, which was to protect the family values and to prevent this perversion into our society. And up to now, the president has not signed the act, or has not allowed it to be passed or to be gazetted, because there is this claim that a lawyer has gone to the Supreme Court to place an injunction on the president's sign, whereas in our constitution is only an act that has been passed that can be revoked by the Supreme Court. So how can you place an injunction on an act that has not yet been passed? Well, that is to show you the level of influence some of these Western people have on our leaders. And so you would think that, well, it doesn't really concern us until you have a presidential a president in this Western country, especially in the US, come and propagate all this nonsense and all this radical left ideas that is very strange and alien to our African culture. And then African leaders, because they need services and because they will be soliciting funds from them, they would have to be respond and conform to those policies, and then it will be binding on you that you're an African. So this coming election in America is very crucial, because you have two candidates. You have, of course, Donald Trump representing the Republicans, and then you have Kamala Harris representing the Democrats. Now, if you're a student of history, you know that after the World War II, America became the country that was responsible for global leadership, especially when the British pound started depreciating and the American dollar, because they had a lot of gold reserves, began to appreciate and became the currency for international transaction. Now, after that, American has been responsible for ensuring and promoting peace, the rule of constitution and capitalism in the world. And they've also kept countries like the Soviet Union, now Russia, and China in check from invading or trying to expand their territory. Now, all of a sudden, the Democrats come to power, and now Ukraine is expanding. China is at the verge of expanding into Taiwan. All this is because the Democrats in the United States, I believe that they don't have the capacity to sustain the role and the leadership that America has played over the years. Now, let's even move from politics. Let's go to the thing that is very important to me, which is, of course, core values. America was founded on the values of Christianity. When you read the preamble of the American Declaration of Independence, it states that we hold these truths to be self-evident, that every person is created equally and have been endowed unalienable rights by their creator. The founding fathers of the United States of America were Christians, devoted Christians. They believed in God. They held in high esteem the teachings of the Bible. In their very constitution, you can see glimpses of the biblical literature in their constitution. The whole country was built on those Christian values. Now, all of a sudden, now of course, when you talk about Christian values, you want to talk about, for example, you want to talk about the concept of God, you want to talk about the concept of family, you want to talk about the concept of life. These three things are very major in Christian doctrine. Now, in the old American system, where they valued this biblical doctrine, the concept of God was universal. In every school, in every hospital, in every hotel, it was acknowledged universally within that jurisdiction that God was the creator. Then the concept of family, that they knew that gender was only two, sex was only two, either you're a male or you're a female, and a man gets married to a woman, they give birth, they procreate, and they raise the children in the fear of God, the concept that life is important. When God tells us that we should not shed blood, it includes abortion. The early fathers knew that abortion was murder, and so they illegalized it. The concept of capitalism, that everybody should work hard and they should own what they have. You only willingly give back to God and back to the state. So the concept of communism and socialism is not consistent with the biblical doctrine. Now all of a sudden we have this current America, which is being governed by the Democratic Party, that all of a sudden the very core things that we used to hold dear, like family, like the concept of God being a creator. Now I know in certain states you can't even pray publicly, you can't read your Bible publicly. Like they are trying to get rid of God, they're trying to rid society of the reality of God, so that human beings will become God of themselves, and they will dictate to themselves what is wrong, what is right. The concept of family now in the United States, I don't know how many states this is spreading, but sex or gender is binary. We don't have two sex anymore. It is open. Anybody can become whatever sex they want, and they can ascribe to themselves the pronouns that you should call them. And it's not just enough that they think that they are this way, they want you to affirm that. And that is the kind of craziness, and I don't even know the word to use, that is going on there. The concept of marriage, it has been defiled. A man and a man can get married, a woman and a woman can get married. The concept, the fabric of the basic unit of society, which is the family, has been desecrated, and so the whole society has entered into some realm of perversion. The concept of life is sacred. Life is sacred, and now they've passed in certain states, abortion is legal, and to the extent that now people are treating abortion as a contraceptive. You enjoy the sex, if you don't want the consequence, you get rid of it. In certain states, you can even get rid of a baby after it has been given birth to. Though these are some of the things that is happening there. And the reason why this election is very important, because this election is between left and right, it's between wrong and good. Now a lot of people say they don't like Donald Trump. Of course, I don't agree with everything Donald Trump does. I don't agree with everything he does. It's not like he's the perfect person, but you have to understand that the presidential seat is not for the saint. If we are looking for a perfect person to mount that seat, we will not get somebody. So you have two options. You have either Donald Trump or you have Kamala Harris. Now Kamala Harris and her party have made it clear that they are against everything that is consistent with God. Recently in one of her rallies, she was talking and somebody says Jesus Christ is Lord. She spoke back and says you are at the wrong rally, making it obvious that they do not want anything to do with God. Of course, he claims he's a Christian, but that's a secondary matter. Now, and then you have Donald Trump, who is controversial, who is not presidential system, who is a business person, yet, however, he's against some of these perversion. Now, a lot of Christians say, well, I don't like his character. Well, let's look at the Bible. All the people that God used were not perfect. Abraham was a coward. He lied many times about who his wife was. Moses had a temper. Who else? Samson was lustful. And all these prophets, Elijah at one point in time was afraid. Excuse me. So all these heroes in the past had flaws. So Donald Trump himself does not have to be a perfect. And if you're a student of the Bible, you know that God used Cyrus to bring liberty to the children of Israel. And Cyrus was not a Jew. He was a Gentile that God used to bring salvation to his people. And so to my fellow Americans, this election is very crucial. Let's not look at the person's character and say that they are too controversial. Let's look at the policies. Is it against God or is for God? Because if we say last election, about 21 million Christians did not vote in the United States. And these 21 million, if they decide to vote in this upcoming year election, there's going to be a change. Voting for Donald Trump is not saying that I affirm his character, but it is your initiative to resist the invasion and the encroachment of perversion and all this nonsense that is entering our society. For example, in female sports, you have men who have failed in men's sports, and now changing the agenda to come and play, to come and win in female sports. There's, no matter what you do, a human, a biological structure of a man is not the same as of a biological structure of a woman. You see, common sense will tell you, when a man dies and a woman dies, after 500 years, they can use forensic research to know that this was a man, because chromosomes, you can't change them. They are embedded in our very bones. Yet you have professors of universities agreeing to this nonsense, and anybody that does not conform to that system is ostracized by society. And that is why voting for Donald Trump and for the Republican Party is crucial. It's not about parties anymore. It's about good. It's about right. America has been the most, up to now, America is the biggest country in terms of the manufacturing and the delivering of Bibles. And we need Americans to continue to spearhead these core values. We need America to continue to protect democracy, to protect capitalism, so that countries who propagate communism and socialism will not invade into our space. We need America to keep countries like China and Russia in check, so that there will not be any third World War III. This is my humble suggestion. Let me know what you think. Let me know if you agree with me or if you don't agree with me. Don't forget to like and to subscribe. Thank you for watching.